Hi guys, back of this side, and in this video I want to share with you why the traditional goal setting model is flawed and why it never works for you even if you have set goal for yourself in the past and why you fail to achieve those goals. This is something that I have learned and implemented in my life time and time again, and what I have realized is that by far this is the most effective way of achieving your goal. And if you can also implement this process in your life, it's going to be a real game changer for you. And I know it's a bold claim, but if you can understand this model of logical level of being, which I'm going to explain you in this video, it will be more evident to you what I'm talking about here. And by the end of the video, I will share with you a worksheet that you can download and use to implement this process in your life. So without further ado, let's get started. So in this video, I want to talk about how to achieve your goal in most powerful manner and what are the mistakes people make when they set their goals. Now, one simple example of it could be, let's say you want to lose weight and you have decided to go to the gym, go on a diet, or let's say this is your New Year resolution. And you can quickly Google it out that all the people who set these New Year resolutions, only 16% of them are successfully able to follow through and rest fail. And when they fail, most people blame a lack of time, lack of resources, lack of motivation, or loss of zeal after starting. But that's not the real reason. So the biggest problem, why that happens is because most people, they set goals that are not consistent with their identity. And what I mean by that is when you set a goal that is not consistent with who you are, chances are that you are not going to follow through. So let's say you want to lose weight, and to do that you want to go to the gym daily and eat healthy food on daily basis. But inside, if your concept of yourself is that I am a person who does not commit to anything, how on the earth are you going to create those results in your life? If your identity, your self-image is that I am a lazy person who does not commit to anything, I don't have any self-integrity, then no matter what you think you want to achieve in your mind, in your analytical conscious mind, but if in your unconscious paradigm your identity is not in the alignment with your goals, you are not going to be able to produce those results in your life. So in a simple language, if you don't have the health that you want, if you don't have the kind of money that you want, if you don't have the relationship in your life that you want, it's because you are just not that kind of person. Do you see what I mean? If you are not achieving your goals which are something outside of you, then that means something inside of you has to change. Something inside of you is not in alignment or is not aligned with what you want to create on the outside of you. It has nothing to do with the time, nothing to do with the resources or motivation. It simply means you are not that kind of person. Because understand how we human being operates. We operate from inside to outside. What I mean by that, if you see an onion, there are many layers to it. We human beings work the very same way. What we create on the outside of our life is just a reflection of what's going on inside of us, right? So now let's take a look at these different levels from which we operate. So it will going to make more sense for you, and I am going to walk you through these different levels, and at the end you can download the worksheet and do this process for yourself. Okay, so the first level is the level of environment, and this is your goal, right? This is your external, that is the goal, the final goal that you want to achieve, right? So for our purpose, let's take my example, right? So let's say I want to create a successful YouTube channel. This is what I want in my external, in my environment. This is the final goal, right? Then the level above it is the level of actions. What actions do I need to take to create a successful YouTube channel? Well, I have to post 1 or 2 videos per week. So this is the action that is required for me to achieve my goal. I have to do the planning for my videos. I have to come up with different topics that I want to talk in my videos, right? And then create those videos and put it out on my channel. Now, what most people think is actions are the missing pieces of the puzzle, right? And they need to take massive actions. But the problem is how you can take massive actions, if you are not that kind of person. I will explain that to you in a minute, but for now, let's look at the next level. So the level above it is the skills. What skills I need to have to achieve my goal, to do this? Well, I need to be good at speaking and presenting my content, right? I need to articulate my message in a way that is clear, simple, yet effective. I have to be comfortable in front of the camera. So these are the skills that I need to cultivate, right? Now a level above it is the level of beliefs. What belief do I need to have to create this successful YouTube channel? What are the beliefs that I need to cultivate? Well, I should have the belief that I am good enough. I need to have the belief that I am sharing value. I am sharing valuable content. My content is changing people's life. I am good at making videos, right? So these are the beliefs that I need to have. Now, what happens is that this is where most of the people stop. They think that belief is the highest level that they need to reach in order to achieve their goals and create their reality, create the outcome that they want. And if you look at some other motivational speaker or business gurus, you will find that everyone only talks about this level. They tell you that it's your limiting beliefs that are holding you back. You have to change your belief if you want to achieve your goal. But that's not entirely true. And don't get me wrong, having a good belief system is very crucial. But the thing is, like, when I first started making YouTube videos, I do not have all those beliefs that I'm having right now. It takes time to really change your belief. And I have made a video on how I have changed my belief and how you can change your belief. I will put the link of the video in the pinned comment in the comment section so that you can watch it later. But understand, when we are trying to achieve something that we have never done before, never experienced before, then there is no concrete reference experience for us to really concretize that belief and ground it in our reality. In those situations, changing our belief and influencing our belief and altering our belief becomes very, very easy. So to give you an example of this, when I first started and I only had 4 or 5 videos on my channel, and I was trying to cultivate this belief that I am good at making videos. I started to believe that a little bit. It still wasn't that powerful enough, and one day I showed my videos to some of my friends and they started laughing and making fun of me. They were like, "Oh, you are trying to become next Sandeep Maheshwari. Give us some motivation. We need motivation." And they were making fun of all that I was doing. And it kind of forced me to question this new belief that I was trying to integrate within me. Because the problem is, if you look at the belief, they are just a bundle of thoughts and emotions, right? You have a certain thought, certain philosophy, and then what emotion you have toward them. And the thing about belief is, because they are made up of feeling, emotion, and thought, they can be challenged under different circumstances and among different people. And when my friends, they were making fun of me at that time, even though I was laughing with them, but internally I was feeling embarrassed and disappointed with myself, and that emotion of embarrassment was so high that it superseded the emotion of feeling me being good enough. And then your RAS, your reticular activating system, if it gets programmed with that belief that I am not good enough, then it starts to filter out all the information that suggests that you are not good enough. You see what I mean? So if you really want to create this long-lasting change and stick to your goals, you have to go beyond those beliefs and you have to address the root cause of all of this. So the highest level of this model, the highest level from which you can start working, from which you can start operating, which will take care of rest of this level below, is the level of identity. And what identity really is your concept of who you are. Your self-image is the highest level from which all human being operates from. So when I understood this concept and started working on changing my identity, everything else below it automatically started falling into the place. So I crafted this identity around me, like who I need to become to create a successful YouTube channel. And then I came up with an identity that I have to become a person who is committed to what he does. He is relentless with his action. I have to become a person who is extremely disciplined. I have to become a person who is devoted toward his vision. I have to become a person who improves 1% every single day. Do you see what I mean? So when you work at the identity level, your belief, your skill, your actions, they automatically start to align with your identity. Because as a human being, we always act as per our identity. So when a person decides that he or she is going to lose weight, and they go and sign up in the gym, and I see a lot of people, when they sign up in a gym, the first thing that they do is they go and buy a new pair of shoes and shorts and all that fancy stuff, health tracking watches, health tracking devices for counting their steps and their heart rate and all of those stuffs. And within a week or two, they just stop going to the gym. Why? Because buying all these fancy stuff is what you are doing in your external, but in your internal, nothing changes. Nothing changes in your internal world. If you are not a kind of person, if your identity is that I cannot commit to anything, then how on the earth you expect yourself to stick to going to the gym every single day? So to give you a live example of this, I have a friend who is quite overweight, and whenever I try to tell him to get rid of those extra weight, he says, dude, we are Punjabi and this is what we do. We eat a lot, we drink a lot, and we have fun. This is his identity. And this is his identity that is ingrained in his subconscious mind, that probably he has learned from his parents or from his relatives and watched them to do, and unconsciously accepted and integrated this identity within him. So this identity, we usually craft it when we are young, and what we see around us in our family, in our locality, in our friend circle. You will often see a child who is overweight and obese, then most likely his parents are also going to be overweight. He learns from his parents that it's okay to eat junk food and not do any physical activity and let yourself go out of the shape. The kind of relationship their parents have with the health and wellness automatically get programmed in their child. But this is the topic for another day. But for this video, what I want you to understand is the reason most people fail to achieve their goal, because their goals are not consistent with their identity, right? With their internal world. I'm going to talk a lot about identity in my future videos, and I'm going to really help you to understand how you can upgrade your identity. But for this video, I just want to give you an introduction to the topic, right? So your takeaway from this video is to understand that most people set goals and outcomes that are inconsistent with their identity, and this is the reason why they fail. Because most people set goal for the actions, like I need to go to the gym, I need to do the diet, I need to do this, I need to do that. But what people fail and never consider is the characteristics of the performance, the character traits of the person. Who do they need to become? What identity they need to embody to do the things that they need to do to achieve their goals. And because you are setting goal for the outcomes and not the character traits, their outcomes are, because they are inconsistent with their identity, they fail to achieve them. So a simple exercise that you can do now is to start working backward and start thinking about who I need to become first if I want to achieve this certain goal. What characteristic of performance or what character traits do I need to embody to do the things that I need to do to achieve my goals? What would be the identity of a person who achieves and do things effortlessly and how would I act if I were this person already, right? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Now if you go in the comment section, there's a pinned comment where I have put a link to a worksheet that you can download, and I have left a sample as my example, and really start to get clearer on what do you want, right, which is your goal, what actions you need to take, what skill do you need to have, then what belief you need to cultivate, and then the most important, who you need to become, or what identity you need to embody in order to achieve your goals. So go to the pinned comment and download the worksheet and do this process, right? And with that, I'm concluding this video. Leave me a comment down below to let me know if that was useful. Also, if you have any feedback or any constructive criticism, I'm going to consider that as well. Also, if you are struggling with any particular problem or any particular area of your life, you can put that in your comment section, and I'll see if I can cover the topic in my future videos, right? And guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, much love and peace.